So today I'm going to show you guys how to make my salmon patties. So I'm going to attempt to measure things out, but I've been making these since I was a teenager and I just would follow what my mother did and she never measured anything. So I'm going to measure things out now so that you know what to use, and then also so I can put it in my Fitness Pal. So first you're going to start off with a can of salmon. I'm using pink salmon because I think that's a really good type of salmon to use. I just left a tiny bit of water liquid in the can when I drained it, just a little bit. It's not something that I usually do, but I know I've heard of people doing that because it helps with the moistness. And since we're trying to keep things moist, I mean, I obviously haven't had these since surgery. Next are breadcrumbs, or what I'm using is this Wasa Crisp and Light. You used to be able to find these at Target and Walmart, but they don't carry them anymore. They only carry like the other Wasa brands. I found this one at Target, I found this one at Whole Foods, and I like this much better than the other Wasa crackers. So I used 3 of these, which I just crumbled up in this bag, and this came out to be 1/4 cup. Now most people use 1/2 of a cup when they make these, but once again I'm just trying to make this as moist as possible, so I'm not using that. Let me get a fork. Okay. Next thing you're going to do is add 1 egg. And then what I consider to be the secret ingredient is mustard. And that's the one thing that I never weigh out. I just squirt some in here, but it's probably about a tablespoon, so let's see. This is mustard. This is about a tablespoon. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. But be careful if you don't like mustard. Maybe start off with a teaspoon and see if you like it. I like to really taste that mustard flavor in my salmon cakes. I just think it's delicious. But maybe you might want to start off with a teaspoon first to see if you like it. Okay, and then next are some onions. So these are some onions that I've already diced up. And whenever I chop up an onion, and if I don't use all of the onion, then I always put the rest in the freezer. So I think this is about a tablespoon. I like a lot of onions, so most people would probably only use 1 tablespoon. I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons. It doesn't matter if they're frozen because they're going to cook up, which will probably also give it a big oniony flavor. But I love onions. And I forgot to grab my salt and pepper. So add some pepper. You can see that I'm wearing a nightgown here. I was just comfortable in my house. So just a little salt and pepper to taste. Just a little. And after I mix with the fork, I like to get in there and blend everything together with my hands. So I'm going to stop the camera first, and then I'm going to go ahead and just blend all this stuff up with my hands. Okay, so I had stopped the camera so that I could wash my hands and blend this together, which is what I did. Now I need to form these into patties. And what I have found is that it's much easier if you make it into balls first. So before surgery, I used to make 6 of these. I'll probably make them a little bit smaller this time. So let's go for 8. So what I tend to do is first I just haphazardly make 8, and then I look at them to try to see if they look like they're the same size or not. You can see how moist these are. So yeah, and it's been months and months and months since I have made these. It's been a long time since I've cooked them in a skillet. That's what I'm doing today. But I had gotten into the habit of cooking them, you know, on those griddle pans, like if you're making pancakes. I have a really large one, and I didn't feel like digging it out today, but I often just put them on there just because it's easier. Okay, I hope you can still see this. Okay, so I have these all into balls that appear to be equal. And so what I do is then I just mash them down a little bit and then put them directly in the skillet. So I'm going to do that and then come back to you. Okay, so my 8 patties fit really nice into this skillet because this is a very large cast iron skillet. And I usually only flip them over once, so I'm going to, you know, keep them here for a while, and then after maybe 3 or 4 minutes I'll peek underneath to see if they're brown, and then I will flip them over. Okay. So a couple of these I turned over a little too soon, so they stuck a little bit, but this is how brown I like them to be. I do press them down just a little bit, not so much that the juice goes away, but just a little bit. I press them down and then I just let them sit. So this is the finished product. I have 8 patties here. I'm going to put this in my Fitness Pal, and so in the description box below you'll be able to see all of the nutritional information. Thanks. So since I'm a single person, I can't eat all of that salmon. I weighed one of the patties and it's about 1.7 ounces, so I'm only going to be able to eat one at a time. So I am going to freeze them. Now I've never frozen these before, but I freeze a lot of stuff and they always come out really good. Including once I fried some chicken and I freezed it and it came out well. So this is a little bundle with 3 salmon patties, and then this one has 2, and then I put 3 in the refrigerator. That's what I'm going to have for the next 3 days, and I'm going to put these in the freezer, and in a few weeks when I take them out of the freezer I'll tell you how it comes out. Oh, I forgot to grab one thing. So just in case these don't taste, just in case they're not as moist as they need to be, I purchased these dips. So this is the one I'm probably going to use, this spinach and kale dip. It's made with yogurt. But then I've also tried this dip. It's very good. It is their caramelized onion dip. So if I think that the salmon is too dry, I am going to use one of these with it. Okay, I'll tell you how it is later. Bye. So this is not an actual recipe. These are meatballs that are stuffed with goat cheese. And I actually did measure out the goat cheese. It was 0.2 ounces of goat cheese that I rolled up into a ball and I put into the middle of these meatballs. And these are the meatballs. I bought this tray at Target. The meatballs were like partially frozen, but they were in the refrigerated section. This is the brand name. But look at the stats. This is what caught my attention. Let's see. Sorry about this. Okay. So for 3 meatballs, look at the fact that it's only 2 carbs and 19 grams of protein. 2 carbs. So I figured that for me, a serving size is going to be probably 2 of these, hopefully. So yeah, all I did was put my thumb in the middle and put the goat cheese in, and now I'm about to put these in the oven. So this is the finished product. I carefully weighed out just 1/4 cup of this marinara sauce, which I've never tried before, but it was on sale. And so 1 serving is going to be 2 of these meatballs with the goat cheese in the middle, and 1/4 cup of marinara sauce, which is going to serve as my vegetable. So nice and healthy, and hopefully delicious. Bye.